What's up, yo? What's up, everybody? Hey, man, come on in tonight. I got another great topic that I want to talk about tonight. If this is your first time joining me, you know I'm Alex. I'm always sharing with you tools, tips, and strategies to help you get over your fear, anxiety, and doubt about money so you can live your best life and leave a legacy for your family. So, like I said, I always say this, I can't think of any better topic, any more important topic except your salvation. But in this world, this material world, having your finances and understanding more about your finances and getting your finances in order is obviously extremely important. It has an impact on every area of your life. And tonight I want to share with you 5 money rules that you absolutely must follow if in fact you want to become rich and or build your wealth. So I want to share with you 5 money rules that you absolutely must follow. So let me first of all say these aren't the only five, but these are five really good fundamental rules that most people who have built any amount of wealth um, follow in order to do it. And of course, you know, I like to just get right into it. I don't like to talk a whole bunch. The first thing, guys, that we really have to do if you want to build wealth, the first rule you must follow is you got to build multiple streams of income. You have to build multiple streams of income. I can't say just how important that is. Now, the question becomes if you talk to most people, got a job, and most people have one job, right? My dad used to say, hey, two jobs is for two people. So he didn't believe in doing a whole bunch of extra unnecessary work. And I agree to some extent. The thing that we wind up doing and the mistake that we make, many of us know and understand that you really should have multiple streams of income. If you lose your job, if you get laid off or let go or hurt and unable to work for any reason, you need to have some additional streams of money coming in. In addition to that, you can't be working 24/7. You can't be on your job 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It's not possible. So guess what? When you are not working, when you are not generating income, if you only have one job, the money stops, right? The money stops coming in. And let me tell you, truth be told, your expenses aren't stopping. See, when you stop working, your expenses continue. So you need to make sure that you have streams of income that not only match what you spend on a monthly basis, but exceeds what you spend on a monthly basis, and hopefully far exceed what you spend. So when it comes to multiple streams of income, one mistake people make is they go and get another job. Okay, they go and get another job, or the thought or the idea of going to get another job makes people just say, hey, you know what, man, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And I get it. And so that's the reason why it is so important for you to think about how in fact you're earning your money. You need to find passive ways to generate more income. You need to make sure that you have passive ways of generating additional income. You need to find ways where you can invest your money, invest your capital, right? You need to look for ways that you can set up businesses that you can automate, that can work when you're sleeping at night. I'll give you a good example. I have digital products, right, that I have created in order to help people solve some problem, issue, or challenge that they have in their lives. And those digital products come in the form of books. I actually wrote a book. It comes in the form of ebooks. I have courses. I have classes. I have credit kits. Okay. And all of these things reside on a digital platform on my website. Okay. And so what I do is I share with people the solutions that I have for them and ways that they can solve whatever problems or challenges they have, and particularly as it relates to generating more money, building wealth, running a more successful business, improving their credit, things of that nature. So I have products that help them to solve their problems. And so that digital store is online and available 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And people are consistently buying my products, courses, video trainings, and classes, right? Even when I'm sleeping. Okay. And so you can do the same thing. I'm simply saying that you want to make sure that you have more than one stream of income. Everyone should have a home-based business, and one of the reasons why you need to have a home-based business, obviously, because you're able to generate additional income, right? And you're able to do it when you're able to work when you want. A home-based business allows you to have you're not going to be spending a whole bunch of additional money and resources to get the business started because you're operating out of your home. And there's another reason, and I'm gonna save that for number 5. Okay, why you want to have a home-based business. But there are so many passive ways that you can generate income. You can invest your money in building a business. You can invest your money in the stock market. You can invest it in real estate. Hell, these days, man, you can take a car that you may have in your yard that you're not using. You can put that car and make that and rent that car out on Turo.com. Rent your car out. I do it. I have a car my personal vehicle. I'm not using it all the time, so guess what? I put it out there and let somebody rent it, and it pays me. It makes me money. Okay, it doesn't cost me money. So you have to look for ways and strategies that you're able to generate capital and generate money from, first of all, things that you already have, things that you're not using right now. If you have a property that you can Airbnb, that's another way that you can do it. Guys, I'm telling you, you need to have multiple streams of income, and you need not to work, you need not to work for your money. People keep making the mistake of thinking that you have to work hard. No, it's not about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about having assets, businesses, having your money work for you as opposed to you working for it. So you want to try to find and create additional streams of income that are as passive as you possibly can. And you want to make a complete list of all those options, right? And then just start with the option that's easiest for you to get started in. One that doesn't take you as much money to get started, doesn't take you as much time to get started. You really need to take some time to think. You can go online and Google what are the top 50 ways to generate passive income. Guys, Google is your friend. We Google everything else, but we're not using Google to figure out how to make additional streams of money, how to generate passive streams of income. Google it, guys. What are the top 25 ways, the top 50 ways, the top 100 ways of generating passive income in 2021? Look that up. All right, so that's number 1. Number two, the second rule is you want to focus on you want to actually focus your efforts, your energy, and your time on growing your wealth as opposed to looking rich. This is a big mistake many of us make. And I get it. I get it because we as humans, we crave and we have this desire and this need for a sense of approval or a sense of accomplishment. People like attention. People love to, people are always facing clout, chasing clout, trying to get famous, Instagram famous, right? And that's because so many of us are looking for ways in order to validate ourselves and who we are. We're looking for approval from other people. We want people to give us praise and talk about, how nice we look or how successful we look or what have you. And so, what do a lot of us do? A lot of us spend our money, right, on ways to try to make ourselves look like we are wealthy. We spend more money on a bigger house that we may or may not need. We spend a whole bunch of money on expensive cars because we want to be able to look like, look at me. I'm rolling in a Range Rover. I'm looking in this Benz. I got this Bentley. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. You know, so what do? We spend so much money on clothes and handbags and jewelry, name brands, luxury brands, and all we're doing is taking our seed money, the money that we need to be using to build wealth for ourselves. All we're doing is giving it to somebody else so they can continue to build up their wealth. And we have to change that. If in fact you want to be wealthy, you want to become rich and build wealth, you have to not care about how other people view you. You have to make sure that you are using your money in a way that actually allows you to build wealth. See, your money can only do one of two things. It's either going to make you rich or it's going to make somebody else rich. And too many times we choose to make other people wealthy instead of making ourselves wealthy. Many times we work all week, we work hard for the money that we make, and we don't even save any for ourselves because we're too busy trying to spend it in order to get someone's approval. Hey Tamika, how you doing? We're trying to get someone else's approval. We're trying to get somebody else's attention. We're trying to floss and flex and brag. We're trying to make it rain in the club. All of that is really for show because somewhere deep down inside we have this need, this emotional need for somebody to stroke our ego. So we spend our money in ways so we can grab people's attention in order to do it. If you ever want to be wealthy, if you ever want to be able to be rich or become wealthy, you have to not care about what people think about you. You have to not care about that because as long as you're needing someone else's approval, you'll never be able to build wealth. It'll never happen. Hey Millie, how you doing? It'll never happen. It'll never happen. So you have to become emotionally mature enough in order to not need other people's approval. You want self validation. The only two people that really should matter is what you think and what God thinks about you. That's it. Anybody else, if nobody else understands what you're doing, if nobody agrees with whether or not this is what you should, as long as you are doing the things that you feel are needed and necessary in order for you to be able to build wealth for you and yours, what somebody else thinks is of no concern of yours. That's number two. Number three, the third money rule you must follow is you need to use debt in a smart way. So, what are some smart ways? Some smart ways, and the best way, for instance, Dave Ramsey, he's a very popular um, financial guru, financial expert that a lot of people follow. And Dave Ramsey's approach is that you should be debt free. And my approach, it may work well for some people. Some people want to live debt free. And guess what? You know what? If that works well for you, I don't have any problems with that. However, I think the smart use of debt is the fastest way, one of the fastest ways to build wealth. So, for instance, let me ask you a question. So, do you want to get rid of all your debt first before you buy a home? Right? Are you going to be trying to buy that home for cash? Are you going to wait until you save up 150, 160, 170, $200,000 to buy a home for cash? No. Who does that? Right? And even if you did have the money, Mark Zuckerberg has a mortgage on his house. The reason why is because wealthy people know how to use debt in smart ways that brings back more money to them. It puts more money in their pocket. Too many times we're using debt to buy stuff that we don't need. We're going into debt to buy cars, spending money on clothes and vacations, hanging out, doing whatever else we're doing. Those things don't put money into your pockets. Rich Dad Poor Dad talks about the flow of cash. Most people who are not building wealth, most of their money goes to liabilities and expenses. Liabilities and expenses. But if you notice people who are building wealth, most of their money goes to buying assets first. And then they use the proceeds from the assets to pay for their liabilities and expenses. It's a big difference. See, if you're always taking your hard-earned money and you're paying it to other people and giving it to other folks, that means you have nothing left to buy assets with. You have nothing left that you can invest with. So you have to reverse the process. You have to reverse your flow of money. You have to first think, when you get money, as you're generating capital, as you're earning income from your multiple streams, right? You have to start saying, how can I use this money to invest first? And then use the proceeds from those investments to fund your lifestyle. Okay? So if you are spending, if you're using your debt, if you're using your credit to buy liabilities, to buy things that don't put money in your pocket, you're using it incorrectly, and you need to start using it differently. Let me also say that good debt can also become bad debt if you have too much of it, right? So, student loans. So many people we've been told over the years that, you know what, go ahead, go to the school that you want, don't worry about it if you don't have the money, because you can always take out student loans, because once you graduate, you're going to be able to get a great paying job, and that great paying job is going to be able to fund your lifestyle. You're going to be able to get better and more promotions in your career, right? You're going to make more money, and you can pay your loan back over the years. But what we have seen happen is, we've seen, number one, the cost of education start to skyrocket. So the price of going to school has gone up tremendously, which has made a lot of people have to borrow more money. And then they wind up borrowing too much money relative to how much they're going to make back on the back end. And so they wind up having a huge student loan debt that they can't really afford to pay back. So I always say to people, hey, if you have an opportunity to go to community college in your home city, in your hometown, go to community college in your hometown. Because at the end of the day, are you going to college to have this wonderful life experience? Or are you going to college so you can get an education, so you can get a job? And so if it's for you to be able to get an education so you can get a job, well, you want to be able to pay out as little money as possible in order that you might be able to get the job and the salary and the career that you truly want. That is a wise investment. Pay as little as you possibly can to get what you want, to get the results that you want in the end. Number four, the fourth rule is to invest wisely. Invest wisely. I've been talking a little bit about investment and investing, but you need to invest wisely. What are some of the things that you really want to think about when you're investing? You want to be able to clearly understand the investment vehicle that you are thinking about investing in. Too many times we get we get drawn in and sucked in because somebody tell us you can make a whole bunch of money. You can get this money, you can flip this money, you can get it paper, you can get it fast, you can get it quick, right? But we really don't truly understand the investment vehicle that people are trying to get us to invest in. And so because of that, we usually wind up making poor investment choices. And most of the time, we wind up losing our money instead of gaining our money. So you want to know, what's your investment philosophy? How long do you need to, are you planning on keeping your money in the investment? What are the tax ramifications, if any, associated with this investment? Of course, what are the investment returns? Do those returns come in the form of dividends? Is it capital gains? Is it rental income? Is it interest income? What is it? Do you understand the ins and outs about the investment? What makes a good investment versus a bad investment? Are you able to really analyze it and understand what you're truly investing in? So once you really, if it's really about investing in investment vehicles, you really want to understand what you are investing in. But not only that, you want to make sure that you are investing wisely your time. See, a lot of times when we start talking about investing, most of the time we start talking about investing, it's usually, we're usually talking about money, right? But what's even more valuable than your money is your time. See, your money, you can get your money back. Your money can double, it can triple, it can quadruple, right? You can get exponential returns. Building wealth and getting lots of money isn't difficult. But one thing that you can't get back is what? You can't get back your time. And every day that goes by, the amount of time that you actually have left becomes even more valuable. So that's the reason why I say, understanding investments that require your money is very important, but you also want to think about your time as well. And then thirdly, when it comes to investing wisely, you want to make sure that you invest your energy wisely. Too many times we become involved with the wrong people. We continue to spend our energy in activities that don't give us a return. So what are we investing our energy in when we off work? When we off our 9 to 5, what are we doing from 5 to 9? What are we doing with the other hours when we're not on our jobs? On the weekends, how are we investing our time and our energy? Are we investing it in a way that's going to get us ahead? Are we learning some new strategy? Are we learning some new skill set? Are we putting our energy into building an asset that's going to be working for us when we are on our main job or when we're on vacation or spending time with our family? See, it is about not only where you spend your money, but where you spend your time and your energy. Because let me tell you, your time, you can't get those things back. And as you begin to mature and get older, a little bit like myself, I'm a little bit more mature. I'm a little bit older. Um, you need to become a little bit wiser about how you utilize your time, because as you begin to mature, you don't have quite as much energy as you did when you were young, right? So you want to make sure that you're using your time wisely, using your money wisely, and investing your energy wisely. Making sure you're spending time around the right people. Making sure you're spending time and your energy learning some new skill set that's going to put you ahead of the competition. Making sure that you are investing your energy and your time in a way that's going to pay you back a return. And hopefully it's going to pay you back a multiple return. Okay. And then finally, the fifth rule that you really must know, understand in order to become wealthy is you need to understand your taxes. We need to understand your taxes. What most people don't know and don't understand is taxes is probably, behind your house, okay? In some cases, it's even more than your house. But a lot of times, people don't understand that paying taxes, federal, state, and local taxes, property taxes, those things will be your number one or number two biggest expense. And we spend no time or very little time trying to figure out how to reduce our tax liability. So we hear people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Donald Trump and all these other people, and we hear them and we hear that they didn't pay any taxes on the billions of and millions of money of dollars that they earned. Well, guess what? The tax code is the same tax code. The truth of the matter is they understand, first of all, the importance of reducing their taxes, legally reducing their taxes, and they know the importance of either learning themselves or finding people who can legally help them reduce their taxable income and reduce their tax liability. Going back to the first thing that I mentioned, multiple streams of income, I say all the time, if you listen to me any portion, any amount of time, you will hear me always talk about the importance of having a home-based business. And the reason why I say that over and over and over again is because a home-based business, number one, allows you to what? Have an additional stream of income. But in addition to that, it allows you to write off some expenses that you normally that you're already going to spend anyway. You're already going to spend money on your mortgage or your rent. You're already going to spend money on your utility bills. You're already going to spend money on your overhead, right? So you need to start saying, hey, if I create a home-based business, right? The IRS says that I have to be in pursuit of a profit. That's what a legitimate business activity or business entity does, is responsible for trying to pursue a profit. So as long as you're doing that and you're setting up your business in your home, long as you get the necessary licenses or permits that's needed for whatever type of business you're going to be involved in, you do that, and guess what? You can start writing off some of your rent, some of your light, gas, and water, some of your insurance. You can start writing off, if you use your car in your business, you can write off mileage on your car. Hey guys, we got to start being smarter about how we utilize and understanding better these tax opportunities, these tax breaks. How to, if you have rental property, depreciation, man, let me tell you something. Depreciation is a wonderful thing. If you have other capital assets that are being used in your business, those things can be used. You can write off some of those things depending on what they are. You can write off the depreciation for some of those things. Those things help you to reduce your taxes. If you have children or siblings or family members that live in your household, right? You can write off some of those expenses that you pay your children, right? Employ them in your business, and then the money that you pay them up to $12,000, they don't have to show that as income, and you get a chance to write off those expenses. Guys, we have to start investing our time and effort in learning how to reduce our tax liabilities. And if you don't have an interest in figuring those things out, invest in a good CPA. Don't wait until it's time for you to do your taxes to go see somebody to do your taxes. Start talking to people about some of the ideas that you have, that some of the purchases that you want to make, some of the financial moves that you want to make. Start talking to your accountant beforehand, so you can learn how to make sure you set this thing up properly, so you're able to write off your taxes. Guess what? If you buy an electric vehicle, right? If you buy a Tesla or some kind of electric vehicle, or some type of energy efficient vehicle, right? Did you know that you get a tax credit for that? I didn't say a tax deduction. I said a tax credit. What's the difference between the two? A tax deduction will allow you to deduct a certain amount from your taxable income, and then that reduces the amount that you get taxed on. But a tax credit actually reduces the taxes that you owe. It reduces that amount dollar for dollar. So let's say, for instance, you bought an electric vehicle. I think it is $7,000. I think that credit is still in play. If not, consult your tax advisor. The Biden administration, they want to move it up to $12,500. So what does that mean? You buy a car. If it's time for you to buy a car, you buy a Tesla or electric vehicle. Maybe it costs you, we'll just for easy numbers, we'll say it costs you $50,000. Okay, it costs you $50,000. Now you got a car that with a $50,000 note on it, right? So tax time comes around. You file your taxes, and we'll say that it comes up that you owe $13,000 in taxes, right? Well, if it goes up to $12,500, now all you owe is $500, because the tax credit reduces the amount of taxes that you have to pay dollar for dollar. It is not a tax deduction. Those two things are different. So, what I'm saying is, you need to understand what the tax laws are, or get a relationship with a good tax attorney so they can help you figure out how to better position yourself so you're better able to take advantage of the tax laws. Understand the difference between a Roth IRA versus a traditional IRA. A traditional IRA will allow you to deduct your contributions from your taxes in the year that you contribute. Okay? But years down the road, whenever you start taking money out of your IRA, once you reach the qualified age, now you're going to have to pay taxes on the money that you pull out. Well, guess what? If you have a Roth IRA, you pay taxes on the money now, and you never have to pay taxes on the gains on that money ever again. So if you invest, we'll say you invest $50,000, over the years that you're working, and that $50,000 investment turns into $500,000, guess what? You never have to pay taxes on that $500,000. That's that's the difference between understanding should you be investing in a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. Understanding taxes. So I can go on and on about these things, guys, but the reason why some people are able to build wealth is because they understand the importance of reducing their expenses and their tax liabilities, their interest debts, their interest payments on things that don't put money in their pocket. They understand all of those things. They understand how to utilize depreciation to reduce their taxes. These are things that we have to get smarter about. Okay, so the 5 rules again to follow if you want to be able to become wealthy and build wealth is you must have multiple streams of income, at least 3. I always tell people you need to have at least 3 streams of income. Number 2, you need to focus on growing your wealth instead of looking rich, feeling rich, flossing, bragging. If you need to have somebody else's approval, you will never build wealth. Number 3, you need to use debt in a smart way, meaning you need to utilize debt in ways that help you to put money in your pocket and not take money out of your pocket. Taking out loans to buy cars, don't put money in your pocket. Taking out loans to buy rental property, that will put money in your pocket. Got to be smart about how you use debt. Okay. Number 4, invest wisely. In investment, we're talking about your time, your money, and your energy. Okay. All 3 of those things, you have to invest those things very carefully and very wisely. And then finally, number 5, the 5th rule is understand how to take advantage of the tax laws so you can get the most so you can take advantage and get the most tax breaks legally. Okay, so those are the 5 things, guys. I hope it helps you tremendously. If you have any questions, obviously, feel free to inbox me or put a comment in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. If I don't know, I will refer you to or help find somebody who does. Hey guys, let's start talking about your money. Tamika, you are very welcome. Thank you for spending time with me. Hey guys, we want to start. I can't think of anything more important, like I said, in this material world than learning about how to earn, save, manage, invest, and protect your money. And we need to learn how to do that. All right. So take care. God bless you. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. We'll see you on next time. Take care.